So I found this little place of nature not far from my where I'm staying, and I wanted to talk about the way I was feeling before I came here because I think it's really important that I get this out before I meditate. I'm feeling right now like this crazy frantic, sad energy inside of me, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I shared my videos on my Facebook page yesterday. I kind of woke up in this panic and this fear of like I needed to check Facebook to see what people were going to say, what people would comment, and what my parents would say, and what and then I started talking to an old friend of mine from Israel who I hadn't spoke to in a while. She watched the video, and also a girl that I dated watched the video, and the last girl that I dated, and she messaged her, and was kind of like the overall reaction was kind of like, the normal, if you see someone crying, then something's wrong, and like we need to help that person, and this person needs help, and because there's a problem that needs to be fixed. And even if it's good intention, and even if it's, I'm not judging that reaction. I think that that's, a normal reaction, whatever normal means. But it made me feel like now I'm almost creating these videos for a different audience. And then the analytical part of me is like, now you have to make sure you get it right. Now you have to make sure you use words that, everyone will understand, and not just the people who are going through some kind of transformational period in their life, who can, more easily relate and are more accepting and don't try and analyze it here, they feel it here. And I realized my ego is trying to find another identity because I just killed another piece of it. And while talking to my friend Brooke, who was searching for a name drop in my videos, so Brooke, now you have your name drop. I love you. As I was talking to her, I realized that the sadness that I feel is just a reaction. The sadness is the same thing as the excitement. In one of my other videos that I said I felt in my body because I was on my way to go camping for 3 nights in Monterey, and my body was like, I couldn't like stand still. Like I had to get up. Like I was given a jolt of energy, and I was like, I had to do it now at that moment. Like it was no like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I'll do that. It's like, no, get up and do it right now. And why I think that my sadness this morning is the same thing is because it's just a different face value reaction to killing off a piece of your old story and a piece of who you thought you were and evolving. And sometimes it comes in the form of excitement, and sometimes it comes in the form of sadness and almost like mourning. And I feel much better now that I'm talking about it and actually getting out of my head and the judgment, because there's a chain reaction that happens when you feel something. You have the feeling itself, and then you have like feelings of judgment and guilt about the feelings that you feel. And it's like this layers of bullshit, really, that you have to unfold. It's like, no. And once you stop the domino effect by talking about it, you kind of just sit with it, and that's what I'm about to do, is sit for 2 hours and meditate. I don't know if you can hear about the sound of this creek that I'm sitting next to. It feels really, really good to be in nature, and there's a reason why most people, or a lot of people, enjoy being around nature. Like, there's so much that I can learn from that tree. Literally, like, I'm not even going to get into it because it's going to make this video too long, but I feel a little bit of a release now that I've talked about that craziness that was also very addictive, the addictive way, and I started looking more at myself more in the mirror and fussing with my hair, and the old story of my appearance and obsessing over the way my stomach looked. And actually I didn't realize that, but when I am in rejection mode, or when I'm like rejecting that piece of my body, which so happens to be my stomach, I'm literally like clenching my ab muscles. Like, I'm like, so that it'll seem flatter, and I'm not even aware. Like, not only does my body have to digest everything I just ate, but now it has to be in fight or flight mode because I'm sending all of this judgment, and like, you're a piece of shit, you don't look good, it's unattractive, and yesterday I overate, and I ate things that I don't normally eat. I ate dairy products, and I immediately had this judgment, and I sat with that judgment instead of thinking, yeah, I should judge myself because I'm vegan and I should eat this way. But then that's just another identity for the ego to attach to and be like, now I have a new rule. And because it seems like a better rule than let's just eat whatever the fuck I want, then the ego, it doesn't care. It doesn't care. Anything rule that you create can almost always be turned into a way of suffering if you're not aware of your thought processes when things happen. And I felt the discomfort of the, bloatedness and pressure in my stomach from eating a little bit too much and not having control over the portion. And, it was Mother's Day. We went out to a nice restaurant, and I just sat with that, and I realized, and I was able to detach myself from this thought process of, I can't believe you ate that much, you always do this. Like, when has that ever helped anyone ever, feeling guilty about something that they've done? There's no value in it. It's only a destructive thought pattern that makes you believe that you're a piece of shit. So, I didn't know that I was going to talk about this, and I didn't know I was going to talk this long, but I'm really happy that I found this bench and this little kind of corner of nature that I can just listen to everything and listen to the birds and listen. It's always very relaxing and makes me feel much more grounded and understand that life doesn't give a shit if you overeat. Like, life doesn't care what you look like. Life doesn't even care what you feel, honestly. So I'm just going to meditate some more now and see what comes up.